Okay. Hello, everybody. The title of this podcast is Dreamwalker. Okay. So, I had this experience many years ago. I was a young boy, still studying in high school, and I used to ride the school bus to school. Okay. So every morning, the school bus would pick us up, and we would pass by this empty lot uh, near my home. On the way to school. And for some reason, I was really attracted to the empty spot. So, well, I didn't think anything of it. I just was attracted to it somehow. And then days passed. One night, um, I dreamt that I was walking on the road to school, and I passed by the empty space. And when I looked at the empty space, it wasn't empty anymore. There was a tall white building. So I was wondering, this building wasn't here yesterday. So I just wondered about the building. And then I went on and dreamt about other things. The next day, when the school bus passed by the place again, it was an empty lot once more. And I didn't think about that until many years after I went to college. After that, I started working in another city. Then, when I had a chance to go home, I decided to walk around and I passed by the empty lot. And when I looked at it, there was the tall white building that I saw when I was a young boy, you know, some 15 years ago. So 15 years ago, I saw the white building on the empty lot now in my dream. And then I saw it again, okay, for real this time. So I have to be careful when I talk about real because you know what is real. That was the topic of the last episode. We said no that when you're awake, dreams are unreal, but when you're dreaming, the waking world is nowhere to be found. Also, it's not real. So both are unreal in the sense that um, they don't last. They're both impermanent. Okay. But on the other hand, they are real because we have to deal with it. We have to deal with the phenomenal world every time we're awake. And it's the same now when we are asleep. Because when we're asleep now, we still exist in a world of forms somehow. But the Tibetan masters have always thought that the dream world is the gateway to other dimensions. It is actually the gateway to deeper spirituality. The Tibetan masters have this practice, they call it dream yoga, wherein they try to be mindful, not just when they are awake, but also when they sleep. They try to be aware of who they are and what they're doing, even while dreaming. Okay, normally when we dream, we have no control over what happens and how we react in a dream. But when if we are to be mindful in our waking state, shouldn't we be mindful too when we're dreaming? And then you might say, well, how is that done? Well, there's a yoga. That means that there is a systematic method on how to attain more clarity and more control even while dreaming. Okay. So how is this done? It's done very, very slowly. Um, the first thing to do is you have to be able to tell your dream body what to do. Just as our mind is telling our physical body to do things like, I can tell the body to raise my hand. I can look at my hand. Okay. Mm, okay. Now, if we have mastered the dream body, we should be able to do the same with our dream hand. So while asleep, you can just tell yourself, okay, I'm going to look at my hand. And then after several failed attempts, because it's not easy, it takes some time to master this. After some time, you can literally just tell your dream hand to raise your dream hand and you can look at it while you're dreaming. And when you have attained that, then you are on your way to being more and more in control of your dream body or what you do while you're living in the dream world. So that's actually dream yoga. And then the question is, well, so what's the use of this? What's the use of this in, let's say, my daily practice, no, in Dharma? Well, it's very hard to be a good person if we only have control or if we are only mindful with our waking state, because we can have, let's say, some control over what we think and what we do while we are awake. But then when we fall asleep, the deepest fears, the deepest desires, the dark secrets, the strongest emotions are there in the subconscious. So even while we're trying to be a good person during our waking moments, our dreams may be um, giving bad thoughts or bad impulses or bad desires if we don't know how to control it. So dream yoga is applying the same discipline that we have now over our body, over our thought, over our speech, while awake and also while dreaming. And it can be done because I have had some luck or some success, no, in becoming more aware of my dream body. Like the hand thing, I've been doing it for years, and well, it can be done. I can see my dream hand if I wanted to. Okay, so that's the first step. The second step is to be able to go around the mind, to explore the mind. So you can do that in your dream body. Okay, or you can simply just fly. When you are exploring the subconscious, it's like flying. It's like you're flying inside and you're going to different places. You can feel that you're going somewhere. So it's not just pitch black or dark. But in the dream world, uh, there is a dimension. There's near, there's far. You can go towards the left, you can go towards the right, you can go upwards, you can go downwards. Okay. It takes some time, but you can do that with practice, of course, with practice. And the Tibetan masters were very, very good at this. They could actually dream walk all over the place, whether in the physical world or in the dream world. Stories have been told that the Tibetan masters were so good that they could actually communicate to people in the dream world. They didn't have cell phones, they didn't have the internet, no Instagram during those days, but they could actually talk to someone that they needed to talk to by sending um, telepathic messages, or sometimes they would visit each other in the dream world or the astral world, and they would actually converse, no, using their dream bodies to converse to one another, no, in the astral world. That's fantastic. No? They can go to places, no. So astral projection or astral travel, as it's known to some people, uh, it's also called out of the body experience, no, have been mastered by the Vajrayana teachers. They're very good at this. No, they start by being more mindful about their dreams. They are able to see their hand while dreaming. They can actually go around in the internal world, in the world of the subconscious, no, the dark world of the mind. They can go to places and they can discover things about themselves. They can actually confront their biggest fears. They can actually identify trauma. They can actually understand parts that are hidden from them, no? During the waking moment. So I try to do this too. And I also try to practice lucid dreaming. So sometimes when I have a problem or there is something that I really want to know more about myself, for example, I would use lucid dreaming to explore the unseen or the deeper levels of my mind. So, for example, if I'm worried about certain thing, I would ask myself, why am I worried about this? What actually happened that made me that gave me a trauma regarding a certain issue? Okay, for example, fear of heights. Where did I get this? How did I get this? Okay, so I would use lucid dreaming to explore. And I have to admit, many a times now, especially when you're tired and you're not fully in control of your mind while dreaming, sometimes it can just become, you know, there's no sense. Actually, everything that happens in the dream has sense, but we don't know it. For us, we don't understand what we're seeing, so we think it's nonsense. Okay. But every now and then, I do get to follow a train of thought. So I would think about this thing, and then I would follow it up with while dreaming. So that's called lucid dreaming. If you become good in lucid dreaming, you can actually tell your dreams, ask your dreams to reveal certain things. You can actually program your dream, meaning to say you want to dream about something, you can program it in the mind. You can tell your mind, I'm going to dream about this. And when you do fall asleep, you will actually continue with the thought, no, while dreaming. And that will bring you to many places that you'll discover so many things, no, if you become good with lucid dreaming. So the Tibetan masters would use this to explore inner space, or what I call the deeper levels of the mind. I call it inner space. And they would also do this occasionally by leaving the body intentionally while in a meditation trance. Okay. So it's very hard to do it when you're fully awake. But when you go into some kind of meditative trance or while dreaming, okay, you can actually do that. No, if you know how to do it, you can leave the body and you can go to different places in this physical world. Okay, the first thing that you have to do is you have to know where you want to go. Like for example, if there's a particular tree that you want to visit while dreaming, you can actually look at the tree, try to memorize every little detail that you can remember about the tree, how it looks, how it feels, how it smells. Where is it? How does it look like in full sunlight? How does it look like in the evening? Okay. And then when you're dreaming, just think about the tree and tell yourself, I want to go to the tree. So you might actually find yourself, no, flying towards a tree in your dream. Like what happened to me, no, with that experience. I actually do not intentionally have astral projection or out of the body experiences, but I do remember two more episodes, no, in my life. One time when I was very young also, but a bit older than when I was in high school. Actually, I was graduating from college. I attended a wild party, and there was a party, and I was very sleepy. I was intoxicated. I didn't follow the precepts, no, during those years. So I was so drunk I couldn't get up. But I was worried because my father told me that he would wait for me, and that no matter what happens, even if I don't go home the whole night, he would be there at the gate, no, waiting for me. So I knew this, and I was worried because my father was getting old. I didn't want my father to get angry with me. I didn't want my father to stay up all night, no, waiting for me. So I desperately wanted to go home, but I was physically unable because I was so drunk. I was stuck to my chair. I don't know if you've been drunk like that, but never again. I don't want to be that drunk anymore. So, while I was thinking about my father, I stood up and I started walking towards the door. I didn't tell anybody that I was leaving. I just wanted to leave, because they were all drunk anyway. Now, while I was walking towards the door, things felt strange. I felt light somehow. I felt that everything was unreal or not solid. And so I continued to move towards the door. And as I was about to open it, something made me look back. And when I looked back, my body was still seated on the chair. So I was actually outside of my body. I was actually moving towards the door. I wanted to go home, but my body couldn't move, so I left my body and it was staying there. The moment I saw my body, I was afraid. And all of a sudden I woke up. I mean, all of a sudden I was back in my body. And I told myself, wow, that was wild. Eventually I was able to get home. Eventually my father scolded me, but I was happy to know that he actually waited for me. My father was like that. He would wait for me every time I would come home late. That's why after that incident, no, I tried not to be so late anymore in going home. The other incident happened around that time also when I was uh, when I was still studying in college, or maybe still in college. No, one night I was asleep in my bedroom, and as usual, there was an electric fan near my head or inside the room. No, not near my head, but near the bed. Okay. So while I was sleeping, I heard a noise like something cracked, and then I could see the propeller in the electric fan. The movement of the fan became slow motion. So I could actually see the propeller breaking off, and it had a jagged, sharp edge. And it slipped through the grill and it started flying towards my head. So I could see my head. I was lying down and I saw the propeller land just a few inches from it. And then I wondered how was I able to see that because I was asleep. My eyes were closed. I was lying on the bed, but somehow I saw the propeller traveling in slow motion towards my head. So I realized, oh, that was an out of the body experience. I was able to look at my body when it was in danger of getting cut badly, no, by the propeller. But somehow I was lucky. I didn't get hurt. And I woke up all of a sudden and I saw that the electric fan was broken. So that's the second out of the body experience that I've had. I don't really know if I've had some more. Maybe I've had some OBEs other than that, but maybe I can't remember. But I've always told myself that uh, my practice is not actually to go out of my body. I mean, for me, that's just something that happens. Okay, I don't voluntarily or intentionally try to leave my body. Why? Because, well, for one thing, I'm not really sure how. Okay, although I have been taught about lucid dreaming, uh, and I have read about the Tibetan masters, no, going all over the place while dreaming. No, I call them dream walkers. The title of this episode, dream walkers. Uh, for me, it's not important. What's important is for me to gain wisdom and to do good acts, think good things, and speak good things. Okay, so that for me is what Buddhism is really all about. And maybe I shouldn't even call it Buddhism, but that's what real spiritual is all about. And whether I can dream walk or not, at this point in my life, it's not important. Okay, but there are dream walkers among us. And among them, you have the Vajrayana masters. Yeah, they were dream walkers, and it still amazes me even until now. So that's all for this podcast. I'm trying to go more and more towards Buddhism, but I really just wanted to finish everything that I have to talk about when I started with the podcast now on Buddhism and the Vedanta. So everything that needs to be talked about, like dreams, okay, dream walking. I'm trying to exhaust these topics, but eventually we'll get to Buddhism. Okay, so that's all for now. Thank you for joining me in this podcast, and hopefully, we will be I will be able to be with you again. Okay.